Alex Lees and Jack Leaning both scored 50s for the LV County champions Yorkshire on what was a day which was otherwise dominated by the ball, as Somerset aim to finish as high as they possibly can in the table. A win for Yorkshire at home would see them end with the highest points tally since the two-division split, but they lost Adam Lyth when he edged Alfonso Thomas to James Hildreth on 10. Gary Balance hasn't failed too many times this summer, but he did here, falling for 7 as Thomas found the edge again, one gleefully snapped up by Marcus Trescothick. Joe Root was dropped a couple of times in his 35, finally being removed when he was bowled by Jamie Overton, making his first appearance for Somerset since the middle of the summer. But this was a day to be remembered forever by Lees, as he was awarded his county cap in the morning, a treasured moment for any Yorkshire player. They are not handed out willy-nilly. By all accounts, he was in tears in the dressing room, the emotion hard to keep in, but out in the middle he played beautifully, especially off the bowling of Jack Leach, passing a 50 for the 7th time this summer, as his tally of runs for the championship year moved into the 900s. Some effort for a 21-year-old who has formed the best opening partnership with Lyth this season. He and Johnny Bairstow carried the total to 132, the latter making 8. Bairstow was on his way after receiving a peach of a ball from Peter Trigo, the pick of the Somerset attack. Like Lees, Leaning has really come of age this season, the only one thing missing from his CV being 100, although he did make a 99 earlier on in what has been a steady campaign for the 20-year-old. On winning the title at Trent Bridge a couple of weeks ago, the talk was all about the strength in depth that Yorkshire have, especially with the talent coming through the county's academy. That talent was clearly in evidence on this day. These two added 41 for the 5th wicket and appear to be putting their team firmly on top once again. It's a position that they've been in so often this season after batting first, as they were doing here after Root had won the toss. Lees was finally out for 83, edging a half drive off Trigo after impressing again. A wicket quickly followed up by the one of Adil Rashid, who offered Tim Grunewald his first Somerset wicket in the first-class game in his second match. The former Derbyshire player soon had his second, Rich Pyra trapped in front, to leave with his side now stumbling a bit on 181 for 7. 3 wickets had fallen for 8 runs, leaving it to Leaning to keep the innings heading in the right direction. But with a total on 206, Stephen Patterson nicked off to Trigo on 13. Before, after a long break for bad light, Leach spun one past Ryan Sidebottom's defence to bowl him for 5. But Jack Brooks and Leaning saw out the 9 overs that we had before the weather intervened again, Leaning completing his 4th 50 of the summer before the close. That came with Yorkshire on 241 for 9, and they will look for at least 9 more runs on the second morning to grab a second batting bonus point. Overall, however, it would have been Somerset who ended the happier of the two teams, especially given the amount of big totals Yorkshire have accumulated this season.